Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Today is a special transmission and we have with us Sumit Peer as we discuss whether Dawood Ibrahim is dead or alive. So we have a lot of information and we are going to first request you to like this video. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so. By the way, we just crossed 450,000 subscribers and this would have been only possible because of your unflinching support. Thank you once again to each one of those 450,000 members, 4.5 lakh members. And let's now welcome Sumit Peer. Sumit ji, namaskar. How are you?
Ram Ram, Namaskar, Pranam, Vanakkam, Sadhu, all fine and great, sir. And what a news to begin with. There are so many important news. 450K is a big achievement. So now looking forward to the 1 million mark. 500,000 is eventual because that is where we are going to reach. 1 million is an important benchmark and I think it's not too far away. And second important thing is what you have been talking about is Dawood Ibrahim.
Excuse me. Sorry, sir.
Is about Dawood Ibrahim. So let's do the Sree Ganesha in the name of Bhagwan Sree Ganesh. What we are knowing, Sree sir, is that he was sick because after COVID, he had multiple organ failure. And because of the multiple organ failure, he was not able to do much. And he was kind of hospitalized or in a kind of a mobile ICU or a ICU at home, that kind of a care. Alive, breathing, talking, but not able to do much, not able to do a lot of movement. Now, what we are coming to know is that day before yesterday, as per sources, because this is not a confirmed information, I cannot say that, you and me were there and we have seen it. So it is as per sources, he was poisoned. Something was kind of mixed with his food. And again, the unknowns have done the job. And I don't know who these unknowns are, but unknowns did the job. This looks to be the same modus operandi what happened with 𝗤𝙑𝙤𝘲. 𝗤𝙑𝙤𝘲 was also poisoned. ISI tried to lift him in a helicopter, tried to send him in a hospital again, but he was not recovered. What we are coming to know, this is a kind of a poison which cannot be recovered. Once done, it's a matter of time. You will go. So, is it some kind of a professional poison? Is something which is highly, irreversible? Yes, it's something like that. Then yesterday around 8 o'clock, he was declared dead. 8 by 8 o'clock Karachi time, he was kind of declared dead. But by the time some things were confirmed, then they were trying to revive him and all that. But around 1 a.m. our time this morning, well, raat ke 1 a.m. This morning or last night, if we say whatever way which is convenient, our sources have confirmed us that Dawood Ibrahim is dead. But by that time, you must have seen that a lot of prominent news agencies, a lot of prominent media outlets have already reported he's critical, he's serious, he's in hospital. But none of them had confirmed is he dead or not. What our sources are telling us is a source-based information. And I tweeted it around 1 a.m. last night or this morning that Dawood Ibrahim is dead. And if he is dead, which we presume and believe he is, the person who is going to take over is 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝘀 Shakeel, and along with him, Tiger Memon. So these are the two people who will take over. In fact, for last 2 years, it's already 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝘀 Shakeel who is kind of running it. He's kind of running his empire and trying to run all the activities which he's having. And let's not forget, Dawood Ibrahim had or was controlling the biggest drug empire in the whole world. The drug processing from that opium to making drugs is what he was controlling. You wanted to make a point, Ji?
Yes, sir. Before we go in a little bit deeper, you have one source who has said that he's dead. And I'm going to show you another source. And viewers, this is why we are trying to gather this information from various angles, various sources which are independent of one another. So this is the source that I'm going to quote. Around 4 a.m. India time, I got this from Wikipedia. And I have the link in the description section of this video. And I had put the link saying that, okay, here it is, one source also, independent from us. We have no clue who's posted it in Wikipedia. And there, they said that he died. They said that he died, except a little bit later, they have retracted its statement. Today, right now, if you go and click on Wikipedia, This link is in the description section of this video. If you go and click on that, they've taken out the death date. So you have these kinds of confusions going on. Why is this being made such a big deal? Well, here's a bigger problem, and I'll give you the floor in just 1 second or 1 minute, Sumitji. I want to state some facts. You should definitely have read the book, Who Painted My Money White, because a lot of the stuff is coming out now is already captured in that book and in the sequel, Paper and Money Out. For example, there was a guy, Jamim Shah in Nepal, who was a media owner. This guy and Dawood were printing Indian counterfeit currency in Nepal. Then some dispute happened. That guy was gunned down. But the point I'm trying to make is this guy had up to his neck. He was doing drug running into India. He was also counterfeiting money, and he was getting that also into India. And it is believed that close to 40% of his operations, his complete income, was coming from India. So these are the different topics or different facts that you can go and get it from the description section. By clicking on the wiki link, you'll get all this data also. But now the bigger problem is, why are they trying to hide that he's dead? On this question, Sumitji can probably give us a few more possibilities or theories. One thing that people are making fun of is that when Pakistan has been denying that he's in Karachi all along, how can they now say that he's dead?
That is exactly the point, sir. That is exactly the point. You see, Dawood Ibrahim is a global terrorist declared by the United Nations. So he has a price tag on him, and he's a declared terrorist. No? There is nothing. No second thought about it. Now, Pakistan has been saying he's not there, he's there, he's not there, he has not been there. There was one, there is this theory, we don't know. There's a theory that once there were people who were trying to eliminate him, but there were some politicians in India who intervened and foiled that plot. I mean, they wanted to protect him due to whatever reasons they have or whatever interests they had. So they wanted to protect him. And those men got arrested in Delhi before they could get onto a flight. Now, Dawood has been mocking system for quite some time. He did his daughter's marriage in Dubai and all, and he did not turn up there publicly, but people say he went there. So Dawood has been mocking, the systems publicly. Today, what we also know that whatever money he was running, around 30 to 40% of the revenue share, 30 to 40% of the revenue share was given to ISI, not Pakistan Army, ISI, because ISI is the one who was helping and facilitating all this. The poppy is in Afghanistan. Somebody has to get the poppy, process it, make it into a drug, and distribute it in the whole world. So this exactly was where the Dawood Ibrahim used to come, and for giving that patronage and allowing that passage, logistic cost, and doing everything. This was his core business, besides the crime syndicate and others. So drug running, counterfeit currency, what you rightly said, was the main business, and ISI was a partner in this business, getting around 30 to 40% of the revenue share. So if you see some time back, there was a crackdown, which India has managed in Afghanistan and in the border states of Northeast and all, where the poppies have been eliminated. Now, we have been always talking on PGurus, if there is no poppy, there is no drug. How can you make the drug? So Pakistan was running high and dry because the poppy trade is gone. So the drugs will not be made. If the drugs will not be made, what will you run? Secondly, the counterfeit currency after Modi ji came into power is a history. There is no counterfeit currency now. Drugs have been cut. We had so much of eruption in Manipur. The Manipur erupted. One of the primary reason was you have destroyed thousands of acres of poppy cultivation. So when you do this, because it's narco dollar is where the ISI gets money. And we have been covering in our Pakistan series why Nadeem Anjum and Asim Munir are fighting. Because one of the reasons is that control on the territory and control on the illegal revenues. Now, there was a time ISI was independent of army, because there was so much of narco dollar they were controlling. In fact, they would give something to army if they wanted. Now, today things have changed. So it's like if you want to settle the problem, Modi ji believes, or the thought process of Mr. Doval is, do not attack the fruits and the leaves and the branches. Go for the root. If there is no root, the rest of the whole system will fall and become useless. So if there is no poppy, other components in the chain become useless. And we have been covering this on PGurus, why poppy elimination is very, very important, because when we eliminate poppy, we eliminate all such characters and their ecosystems. Now, the problem with Pakistan is we have given them the address, we have told them where he lives in Clifton, right, where his house is, and he was protected by the Pakistan police and the rangers there. And then for some point of time, he was even moved to this KPK, the tribal district, where when you have the borders with Afghanistan, the tribal belt. He was kept inside there for the safe housing, so that he's asset for them. Look, Pakistan is not protecting Dawood Ibrahim because he's an enemy to India, because he was also a partner in the trade, and they were getting a substantial amount of money and easy money because of him. And the poppy business and the narco dollar was surviving because of him. Now this all network is very informal. There are no agreements, there's no papers, but and the consumption of drugs happens in the West. The poppy is grown here in the Southeast, and the market is in the West. So you need a full-fledged mechanism, you need a full-fledged ecosystem to get the poppy, process the poppy, make it into drugs, and then get it to the market. So this is how Dawood had kind of done a arrangement or venture with all these people and all these cartels, and that's how the drugs were moving. So with this, a lot of things were also moving. People say, we know counterfeit currency. People even say weapons. People even say flesh trade. And so many things were happening in and around this network. Now, Pakistan never acknowledged he is there. Now, the challenge of Pakistan is, if he is dead in Karachi, now don't tell us that ISI did not know he's in Karachi. Don't tell us Pakistan Army, Pakistan Police, Pakistan elite intelligence, military intelligence did not know he's in Pakistan. And it will be another Osama bin Laden kind of a moment for them. I mean, they lie to the whole world. We don't know Osama bin Laden was in Abbottabad. Now, what will they say this time? We don't know Dawood Ibrahim was in Karachi and he was getting medical care for 2 years, and now he dies in hospital in Karachi. Yet we don't know how did he paradrop. So who put him on a parachute and he landed into the hospital, compound. So India has given dossiers after dossiers, and Pakistan stands exposed. But the challenge is, when this person, which we know is supposedly dead today, now who takes over? Now, 𝗤𝙁 𝗍𝘂𝘆 is the logical option. Tiger Memon is the second one, who is kind of going to, who is number 2 in command, possibly after 𝗤𝙁 𝗍𝘂𝘆. But these two guys are going to take over. But will that takeover be smooth? Will it have problems? Or is it the time when the leader is missing and the new leader is getting established, something more might happen? We have been predicting on PGurus that two major incidents are going to happen in Pakistan before Christmas. One has happened. We are awaiting one more. So that is what we can share today. We are awaiting one more to happen. And
is that person whose initials are H and S?
H and S. Sir,
Doctor,
not H.
What do you call a doctor in Urdu?
No, not H and S. There is one more. There's one more, which is, there are 3-4 high profile
Tell me
targets.
MM. Don't tell me MM.
अब देखिए सर, ये मतलब
बैंड बजने वाली है साला।
ये तो सर महाकाल की इच्छा है, ये महाकाल की माया, सब उनकी इच्छा से होता है. We are doing nothing, we have nothing to do with it. It's the grace, is the maya of Lord Mahakal, how he eliminates enemies and demons. So these are all demons. So his maya is beyond our logical mind. How does he act? Who becomes the medium? And we are just nimitz. We are just carrying his wish. That is all. So something happens and these demons and these elements get eliminated. We have nothing to do with it. We don't get into all such practices as a country, as a nation. But whatever Bhagavan does, what has Mahakal does, it is beyond our thinking and imagination. Jai Mahakal. So these people, now the problem, what we have been always talking about is two. ISI is finding it very, very difficult to protect its assets. He was an asset of ISI, there's no doubt on it. Now, if this asset gets eliminated, it's a very high profile asset which has got eliminated. And the modus operandi is different now. A lot of people have been asking me, when PGurus, how do you get into this so much of security? You see, you don't have to always send a platoon to capture a target or a person. What is the objective? If the objective is one person, means to end can be many. A drop of chemical can also be a means to end, right? So that is what possibly is happening, because if you send in a platoon or a battalion, exactly are going to do, this is what the mission you want to do. But if a drop of chemical supposedly, allegedly can do the same thing, why do you need to send the battalion? Why do you need to send the cavalry? There's no need to send the cavalry. Just send somebody with a small bottle, and whoever can do the job has done the job. We have seen even some high-profile political killings happen in the world. Like one of such killings has been possibly the elimination of Shastriji, right? When we know there's a lot of clouds around it, there's a lot of suspicion around it. If whatever happened with Mr. Shastri, if that is possible, why this is impossible? It's a very logical thing. And Shastriji was the Prime Minister of India. I mean, he's not a chota mota admi, and he had no enemies. But this man has a lot of enemies. There's a lot of power struggle, and this Chota Shakil and what do you call this, Tiger Memon, whoever takes over, will the transition will be as easy? Will they still hold the fort? Will they not hold the fort? Or because then the business is low, Poppy is not there, is it time to dismantle the whole gang? My assessment tells me, I have no information. Again, I'm telling you, I have no information at all. My assessment tells me when this news is confirmed, you will see more players from the gang will be eliminated. By whom all, I don't know, but they will be eliminated because you cannot let another Dawood Ibrahim to come up. Whoever, there was a time there was political patronage. There were a lot of things which made him what he was. He was not something great, but due to the rod of political patronage and all, he became what he was. So some people in India will be very unhappy. Some people in Dubai will be very unhappy. Some people in Mexico will be unhappy. So there will be a lot of people who will be kind of very unhappy, and their hearts will be racing at 180 beats per minute to know what exactly happened. But usually there's one, we know by experience, usually there is no smoke without fire. And in media, so many speculations happen and everybody is confirming. Now, our sources confirmed us yesterday at around 1 a.m. It's gone dead. I had tweeted on this and said it's dead, confirmed. So let the formal confirmation come. And then the story is over. But this is something which is very, very important for India. This is very, very important for the people, who believe that India can do whatever it wants and wherever it wants. Because Indians are blessed by Lord Mahakal, and his Ichha and his will prevails over anything and anybody across the world. His will has no barriers. Nobody can stop his Ichha. And that is the power of Lord Mahakal, and that is how the things happen. You wanted to make a point, sir.
Yes, Sumitji, where are these two individuals, Chota Shakil and Tiger Memon?
They are altering between Pakistan and Middle East. Again, Pakistan and Middle East. So it is the same place where they're altering. So they're altering between Pakistan and Middle East. And let's not forget, I think his daughter is married to Dawood Ibrahim's son. So Dawood Ibrahim is the Sandhi. So people will be also tracking Dawood Ibrahim and seeing what are his views, what is he doing. And I think, again, I'm sticking to that date of around Christmas. We can expect one more news to come from Pakistan. And that is why, sir, Asim Munir was rattled. Remember in GHQ, he was doing that meeting behind the bulletproof glass. He could not even dare to address his people within GHQ. Because after the high-profile eliminations of 𝗤𝙑 𝗤𝙪, Jijaji, his son, then this Mir, and so many of them. I have lost the track. By the way, there is one high-profile elimination by unknown gunmen which happened yesterday. But this was so bigger, I could not even tweet that. Maybe I tweet that in some time. Let me put my mind across it. But there's one more elimination which has happened. So the eliminations
LET guy, right?
अब तो नाम भी भूल गया ना sir. So many of them, I have a number now. How many names can I remember? But this was the important one. So the eliminations are continuing. The eliminations are happening and happening at a good pace. And again, India has nothing to do with it, officially and unofficially. We don't do it as a country. We don't have this policy. But Ichha of Lord Mahakal is above the realms of human thinking and what our logical minds can think. The things happen in the world. This is the cycle of karma. This is the cycle of karma which happens. So, and somebody was discussing with me, and he said, Sumit bhai, these unknowns seem to be doing good. He said, unknown gunmen. I said, no, there are even unknown cooks now. It's not only unknown gunmen. Unknown cooks are also there. So these unknowns are using something unknown and giving an unknown result in such a known accuracy. So this is the new unknown theory. And these unknowns are something wherein the Pakistani knowns are unknown about the next moment they live. These unknowns are so powerful that these jihadis cannot have roti in the jail. are scared to have roti in the jail, are scared to drink water. So that is the power of unknowns. And remember, in the case of Sajid Mir, the cook is still missing. They could not find him. So question is, when it comes to national interest, when it comes to protecting the people of the country, I've been always maintaining at my personal level, my personal theory, all the options are, will, and should always be open. So it is not that some people can hold a country to a ransom. No, it's not like that. Because if you believe it is something like that, well, it is not going to prevail. What this is going to do, this is going to send the shivers across the right, left, and center. And it is only the beginning, sir. Let 2024 come through. You will see a lot of a lot of beliefs will change. And what does this mean? This means your narco business is attacked, narco dollar is attacked, betting is attacked, hawala is attacked, drug flush trade and arms smuggling, this attacked. So when you have 5 or 6 major benefits going around one person, the next person will come, there'll be power struggle, there'll be power establishment. And remember, there was a time in Taliban, their successive leaders got eliminated one after another and one after another. It took Taliban then 10 years to come back, and this was all the mistakes, what a lot of American governments did. Otherwise they would have never come back. They did a mistake, they are coming back. So these people, they are not hardened, they're not those people carrying guns and all, but they're more dangerous than them. So you have to very tactfully go and do what they have to do. And we discussed on, I think, Saturday, there were a lot of movements happening within the geopolitical circle. Munir, Nadeem Anjum, Victoria Nuland, Dole Saab meeting the NSA in Iran, the Omani Sultan was here and is still here. So these are a lot of things which are happening in the background. And I said, well, I don't know what is Mr. Doval doing and going to Iran. There must be something important what makes him travel to Iran on his own and meeting the NSA there. So there are these things which happen, sir. And the people who are supposed to do their job, they are doing their job, they're managing the things. And the people who are supposed to be running scared are running scared. Now, all these people who are associated with this gang, they will not know where to hide now. Because there is a new modus operandi and, things are helping. Those who are believed to be invincible are no longer invincible. And remember, these are not people under the protection of, just a few dedicated commandos and all. These are under the protection of government. These are under the protection of mafia. These are under the protection of ISI, and then their own security and all. So they have a sizable amount of protection and patronage. Still, they are getting eliminated. This is what you call the Psyops. We are able to install the fear in hearts and minds of the last man. If this can happen to the topmost guy, jo chota aadmi hai, who's doing the legwork, what can happen to him? So this is a very, very important step. And from a country's perspective, point of view, the kind of criminal activities Dawood has been involved in, and if this news once is confirmed, the justice has been delivered. Who did it, how it was done, we have no idea, and we could never have this idea as we have nothing to do with it. But whatever happened, whoever did it, and whichever way it was done, it is done and dusted. So the next person, whoever takes over, let it be 𝗤𝙁 Shakil or Tiger Mehman, 𝗤𝙁 Shakil 99%. Now, can this happen to him? Yes, it can happen to him. Will this happen to him? Possibly, yes. When? I don't know. But is there a possibility? Yes, it's a serious possibility. And if after them, whoever comes, can something happen to him? Yes, this can happen to him. Look, if some people believe that you can plot against India and you can do whatever you want to do against India and you are safe. I've been telling them on various, national TV channels and through digital media, you are safe nowhere in the world. If Israel can do a Munich 30 years back, I think the countries which are much bigger than Israel can do much bigger things as and when and wherever they want. I'm not saying we did it or we have something to do with it. No. But I'm saying if Israel can do it and proudly talk about it, why other countries cannot do it? And I think India or any other country for that matter, United States, for example, they're much bigger countries, much powerful countries than Israel. It's only the question of political will. is there the political will to do it? If there's a political will to do it, अगर मैं हिंदी में बोलूँ ना, दुनिया छोटी पड़ जाएगी, दुनिया छोटी पड़ जाएगी तुम्हारे भागने के लिए. If you start running the world, the earth will look very smaller for you. And we have the political will. And when it comes to the security of 1.4 billion people, anything to every option is open, sir. My personal view. And again, we have nothing to do with it. I'm not saying we did anything, but it's my personal view. Any to every option is open, and that is what has happened here. This is a very interesting turn of events. Now, Munir will not know how to handle it. Dadi Manjum will not know how to handle it. They'll be running like headless chickens. Power struggle would have started. Will the clan hold? Will the clan break? Or is it something which is engineered or is already in waiting to break the clan? Because you see, your network is effective as long as it is working and functional when all the components are delivering. But remember, this is not an engine. It is not engineered on a, with a precision of a nano centimeter to work to, precision. It's a jugaad. If a few components of the jugaad come away, the whole system can be crumbling. And when the whole system crumbles, the impact what system was bringing is substantially reduced. The risk system was bringing is substantially reduced. And the kind of damage system could cause is substantially reduced. And we know we have a very big event happening, that is Bhagwan Sri Ram's 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙀𝘁 what is this? In 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙀 in some time back. So we don't know exactly, where some people planning something sinister, where some people planning something this. We have the intel, we had the intel that something like this is possibly planned and could be done. So what are we doing? People used to ask me, what are we doing to protect our interest? I will always say that there are people who are there to protect the interests of the country, and they're working very hard and they are working timelessly. And there are so many unsung heroes which never see the light of the day, which you will never know who did what. And we are blessed by Lord 𝗤𝗂𝘁 himself, who is our protector, who will ensure that we all are safe and we all are sound. Because that is what the Sanatan Dharma teaches us. Sanatan Dharma teaches us only about the karma. Let's do our karma, let's do our duty. Rest, leave it to him. He will handle all the things. But the political will to defend this country is as strong and as resilient, right? Is as strong and as resilient as it was never before. She said you wanted to make a point, Ji.
Yes, indeed. Can we switch screens, please? Okay. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step down for a second because I want to establish things that Sumit just said. Bollywood is my book on fiction. SSR, Who Killed SSR. Cricket is Who Painted My Lust Red. And politicians is Who Painted My Money White. And there is a new book called Paper In, Money Out. All these books are written around what you're seeing play out now. Now, one book came in 2019, another one in 2020, the third one in 2022. Look, PGurus has been proven right. If I did it by fiction, that's because I can't sit and I can't go and call Dawood and ask him, did you really do this thing? I'm writing an article for PGurus. He won't answer. That's why it is all in fiction form. It's not that hard. So, viewers, if you haven't liked this program yet, please like it, because we are going to talk about the political fallout of what happened today in India's Lok Sabha elections. And Sumitji has some numbers that he wants to share with us. Not only that, yesterday, remember that Congress was going into Chanda mode. They want people to donate. Wonder if that has any connection with this. I have a strong suspicion it does. So over to you, Sumitji. You touch upon that as well as on the Lok Sabha elections.
You see, Lok Sabha elections are going to happen, and there are a lot of forces which do not want Prime Minister Modi to be back to the SPM. And I have been always talking that the threats are geopolitical, and the kind of we had a small security breach, not a small, a major security breach in the parliament, and now this 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙀, his pictures are seen with a lot of TMC leaders, and he's been seen as a kind of a TMC Karyakarta, as that is what the picture suggests. I don't know, is he one or not? So with all these things happening, we were always contemplating who orchestrated this security breach, because these are level 4 players. Who is the level 1? What is the idea? What is the mission? What is the motive? So was this to divert? Was this to create a suspicion. What was this about, and who is controlling this? Obviously, there's now this mastermind 𝗟𝙘 has been arrested. So we'll very soon come to know who are the players behind it. So with all these things happening, and there were a lot of people who were questioning if this can happen in the parliament, how do we ensure that on 22nd and 24th January, coming month, that the Sri Ram 𝗤𝙤𝙤𝘀𝑆 in Ayodhya Sri will be safe and sound. So it's not the agencies are not working, agencies are working, agencies are doing. And one threat which used to always be there, okay, this D company. If the D company's D has gone, the company is not as effective as it was before, and that is for sure, I can tell you. So these are some of the important milestones which are being achieved, but yet nobody talks about them. Nobody claims about them, because this is how the things work. But who is going to be adversely impacted by this, and who is going to be adversely benefited from this, is the question which we all know. We know who are impacted and who are going to get benefited out of it. That is what it is going to happen. And like it or not, I think one of this betting is a major business in this country. Illegal betting is a major business in this country. It happens around cricket, and this cricket, Bollywood, politician, this nexus. There are so many things written about it. There are so many books written about it, and it's all. And there was one person who was common in between all. There was one common link. There was a hub and spoke model. The hub is supposedly taken out as we talk. So if the hub is taken out, the spokes will be like headless chickens. And when the spokes don't have the support of the hub, the upper rim, which connects the hub with the spoke, the rims cannot hold the pressure. So will more pressure points emerge? Yes. Will more people be now vulnerable? Yes. Will this betting business be controlled to a great extent? I think possibly yes. And this 𝗤𝗍𝙍 apps, I think one of the founders is already arrested by Dubai, and he will be deported to India. They're looking for the second.
Yeah.
Usko to pakad liya. They're looking for the second one. So even I'm telling you, gone are those days. If you work against the Republic of Bharat and you think you can go and hide in a Dubai, or you can hide in somewhere, or have a server running from there, and you are beyond the realms of Indian law, no, it is not going to happen. Wherever you are, we are going to get you. We are going to get you wherever you are, and the law will catch up with you. So this is a very, very important thing what you kind of do. And I don't want to, be sound demeaning, but एक हिंदी में कहावत है सर, वतन से गद्दारी करोगे तो वतन की मिट्टी भी नसीब नहीं होगी. What means, if you are not loyal to your country, you might not even get the soil of your country. That is the biggest humiliation what a person can get, because at the end of the day, soil is the reality. You're a Hindu, you're a Muslim, whatever you are. In Islam we say supurte khak, adding him to khak, and in Hindus we become a 500 gram ki raak, 500 grams of raak. So raak or khak is one of the same thing. That is what the ultimate truth is. But the people who do such things and such activities don't get this soil also. They don't get this, this raak or khak also. That is what we should remember at the end of the day. There's nothing more important than motherland, and there's nothing more important than honorable death. Look, you might have all the money in the world, you might have all the power in the world, but what are you going to do with that money, do with that power? It is pointless, it is useless, it is needless. But if you are a patriot, you will have a statue somewhere. People will remember you for all the good things you have done. The humanity will remember you for all the good things you have done. You can choose to be this. And unfortunately, if you look at the Bollywood, somebody told me very interesting. I talked to a lot of people who are insiders of Bollywood, and they told me something very interesting. From the very beginning, from last 30, 40 years, the villains have been made larger than life. You will see villain coming in a helicopter. You will see villain in an entourage of these Range Rovers. You will see villain protected by 50 guys wearing those suits. And a hero will be a very ordinary man. So villains are always shown larger than life, right? Those larger than life characters and all. But reality is, hero is a hero, villain is a villain. You might have a big Range Rovers or an entourage of guys or whatever protecting you, but ultimately the reality does not change. This is what you are. This is what it is. So it's a learning that whoever works against the Republic of Bharat or India is not safe anywhere in the world. whatever your name is, Dawood, Asim, Kareem, whoever you are, wherever you are within the range. And there's a very powerful political will in India now, and there are very competent people who are working, and they will reach to you. They will reach to you wherever you are. You are not beyond the realms of Indian law. That is something which you have to know. And if you think you are beyond things, you are not beyond things. That is something which you have to be assured of. And the most important thing is, now with this hub gone, what will happen to spokes? Which all spokes will be exposed now? Kis kis ka paisa doobega? Whose money will go down the drain? Right? And when the power central disintegrates, बहुत से राज निकलने वाले sir. A lot of skeletons are going to fall from the cupboard. A lot of skeletons are going to come out of the cupboard. और किसकी कुंडली में शनि आ गया है? Whose kundali, the Shani Dev, is very going to go from one home to another home. That is also going to happen. So the point I'm trying to make, बहुत से लोग के सितारे बदल गए. A lot of people, their stars would have changed overnight. So these people whose stars are supposedly or will change overnight, sir, imagine what will be happening to their hearts and minds today, because they don't know how many skeletons will start, coming out of the cupboard. And let's not forget, for last almost 2 years, agencies have been working in Mumbai after Sushant Singh Rajput's murder, and it's a Pandora's box. Whatever they are opening, it's a Pandora's box. It's a Pandora's. There is 100 years of crime stories behind it. So these all things have to come to an end. And when people are working for 2 years, something would have come out. Something major would have come out, and something won't be coming out. One thing I can assure you about Prime Minister Modi and Mr. Shah is the will. Will is there, and it's a strong will. And if you can go and screw Pakistan's happiness in broad daylight, send your planes there and send you a surgical strike, what can't you do within the country? That is the point. There you still have a lot of geopolitical challenges. Here within the country, you have no geopolitical challenge. If you can do that, you can do that. It's not always for a surgical strike. People need to send in, the Jaguars or Sukhois, and you need to send Parasaf or the Marcos to do the surgical strike, or you need to do a Balakot with. You can also do a surgical strike within the country without Marcos, without Parasaf, and without Jaguars and Sukhois. So within the country, you don't need all of them. You only need them beyond the country borders. So there are people in NIA, there are people in local police, IB, intelligence, CBI. They're doing a fantastic work. I've been always telling you the surgical strike is going on. Sabka number aayega, ek karke aayega. And every time when there is a raid, sir, and money, weapons, this documents are kind of revealed, more and more people are coming into the net. More and more people are coming into the net. And that is what is the reality of today's India. We are managing 2.5 enemies here, and here also. So we are managing all the enemies, but the modus operandi, the way of handling them, and the people who are handling them is different. But as a country, are you managing everything? Yes, as a country, we're managing everything, but there's a lot of clutter which has accumulated for 65 years. It is taking a bit of time to clean the system. But with major anchors and major pillars gone, the bridge of these networks, the strength of these networks is now highly questionable, and the sustenance of these networks is now highly vulnerable. How long will they sustain the test of time is something to be seen. In my opinion, the network of Dawood Ibrahim, or the D company, is weak and vulnerable today. It was never so weak and vulnerable, because you know why, sir? Size is also your enemy. Your size is also your enemy. Size means opportunity. Size means leverage. Size means money. Size means power. Size means stature. So when the anchor is gone, the new anchor, how much is his strength and how much is his tensile strength, how malleable or ductile he is, these are still the question marks in question. And how do we know a new engineered defect might crop up anytime? Maybe there's something which is waiting to be cropping up. Ek engineered defect hota na, sir. One is a natural defect. One is engineered. Okay, this happens, then this defect will crop up. So has the nature, has the Almighty Lord Mahakal eliminated D and the D company both? That is the only thing what we need to wait and watch. I think it is my personal assessment. It's not only D, it is also the D company. So both D and D company. And the peoples whose fortunes will be now out and dwindled, and whose skeletons will start falling from the closets, wait and watch. You have to really go and see a Jyotish today, a very good Jyotish today. And let me tell you, wearing a wearing a yellow shirt won't help you. Manish Sisodia ji pili kameez lagate the. I know why. Wearing a yellow shirt won't help you. Who won't help? Trust me, it won't help you. You can try this. Somebody will tell you to do this and do this, but it's too late. Karma is the king.
I hate to interrupt here, Suji. I want you to put your psephologist cap on, and I want you to come up with a number. Is there going to be an increase in the number of seats, number of MPs that BJP are going to win because of this? Assume that this is going to be turned to be true. So there are two factors here, right? One is the fact that this money laundering. See, another thing, you didn't say this thing, but I'm saying to say this now. It is believed that all the Hawala operators in India, they were all at the bidding of Dawood. Now, those Hawala operators, their business is cut, because what happens in Hawala is you take the call here, you take the rupee here, you make the call to the other side, that guy gives you dollars wherever your guy goes there and picks it up. That guy, no hub to enforce the discipline.
Hub gaya. Spokes are running like headless chickens. So not only Hawala, even money laundering. So money laundering is for much bigger amounts. Hawala might be for not for so much big. So Hawala money laundering, this arms, this ISI was managing a lot of lucrative routes through Nepal, which are still some of them active. They're not also because of this man. He was managing a lot of lucrative routes into India through Nepal because of this man. So there's a big, major impact. And if this news, whenever this is confirmed, comes to be true, I can tell you now the number which I'm predicting is around 370. It was at 360.
370.
Now it looks to be 370. As on today, it looks to be 370. There is a positive impact because one, there's a mood, there's a sentiment, a lot of people want it. Second, a lot of illegal and illicit money and a lot of nuisance value which will come into elections, a lot of this is already controlled. Now, a lot of people will be covering ek haath aage, ek haath piche, one hand in the front, one hand in the back, and running. Forget fighting and forget winning and forget dislodging the Modi. They'll be trying to cover both the sides are running. So what will be interesting to see is how many closets fall from the cupboard. Closets are going to fall. मैं वही कह रहा हूँ ना, ज्योतिषी को मिल लो. Yellow shirt won't help you. It didn't help Manish Sisodia ji. Somebody asked me, why is he wearing the yellow shirt? I say, why? This is the reason, but it won't help him. So this is what it is going to happen. So ultimately, your karma catches on. You can have a sattvic life and still be great, still be good. There's no point of having, no point of having this kind of a life. We are not destined for this kind of a life. The Bollywood and all make you bigger. And one thing is there, sir. Once this news is confirmed true, major impact on Bollywood and their narrative. The kind of narratives they have been running, the kind of way they have been trying to dismantle this society from within. Hindi में कहावत है जड़ों में मट्ठा डालना. जड़ों में मट्ठा डालने का मतलब है you hollow the roots from inside. There's a root of the tree. You hollow it from inside so that roots become relevant and the tree falls. Youth are always on the target. I want to do some program on that. I have some mind-boggling statistics which I've got hold on about how they are trying to, manage the perceptions within the society, how they are trying to legitimize what is wrong. And let me tell you, whoever you are, ultimately, कोई भी XYZ मैं नाम नहीं लूंगा. अगर आप गुटके का एडवर्टाइज करते हो ना, if you are doing the प्रचार of गुटका, we have it from you. Jai Shri Ram. Do anything, talk any goddamn thing on a screen and anything in that fake movie. But when you are selling gutka, we know who you are and what you are. What are you made of?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sumit ji. Just take a sip of water so that you can start answering questions while I have a couple of announcements. One is, today you might have read that Ishan Kishan is returning back for personal reasons from the tour of South Africa. These things have a very strong backstory. Suresh Raina did that once. After that, he was never picked by CSK. These things have consequences, let me put it that way. And there is something there going on. I don't buy for a moment that, what's his name, the wicketkeeper who got hurt driving a car and running it into the
Rishabh Pant.
Rishabh Pant. There is a story there also, because Rishabh Pant was being stalked by 𝗤𝘗𝘅 𝗢𝘂𝘍. Stalked. Social media mein, Facebook mein, Insta mein, yahan, wahan. Something was going on there. Okay. So I mean, these are all connected, guys. Something is going on there. And I have a feeling that there is more there. By the way, this is part 1 of today's episode on Pakistan from us. Part 2 is going to be at 6:30 p.m. when Colonel Raina and I are going to be talking about a slightly different thing. The real reason Nadeem Anjum and Asim Munir are in Washington, D.C. That's going to be a cracker of a session. Do come back and watch that. Now let's take a few questions for Sumit ji. Magnet Ranga पूछ रहे हैं, नमस्कार जी, with narco dollars reduced and Indian fake currency now history, how are they still managing?
That is why there's a lot of fighting between Anjum and Asim Munir for, they appointed that.
Pie has shrunk. Yeah.
They have appointed that chief minister of, I think, KPK or something. That's why there was a lot of fighting between them. Bhai, tune paisa le, he said, why didn't you give me the share? You see, if you have to dismantle an organization, the first important thing is money. When the money stops, everything stops. You have to dismantle. The organization cannot work without money. Narco dollar was not giving the money. Narco dollar was giving them immense power, immense network, and immense clout, and immense leverage. So when you cut the poppy, when you cut the deal with Taliban, you cut the poppy, the core, the basic raw material is over. So that is why you're seeing Pakistan and ISI. And trust me, if this thing continues, and when this news is continued, you will see, I can tell you today, Ranga sir, even after 15 months, you will see the effectiveness of ISI will be cut by 60%. Just in 15 months. They won't be as effective as they are. There's a lot, this spoke controls a lot of hubs. That's what I can tell you.
Next question, please. Indian Inside with Junaid. Dawood's demise has dried up the financing options for 3 entities, Urdu Wood, Pakistan, and Congress Party.
Lot more people, Junaid bhai. So the name is, we have only said 3 names. So possibly there are 4 names which will be impacted. And more important than the names, it's very difficult. Urdu Wood, yes. Pakistan, yes. Congress, I'm not sure. And there's one important thing which will happen. How many closets will start falling from the cupboard? Wait, that. Kis ka naam aayega? Kon se naam abhi samne aayenge? Lot of people are wearing that Sharafat ka mukhota. A lot of people are wearing Sharafat ka mukhota and trying to be those patriotic nationalists and all, and then doing what they have to do. So these people will be shitting in their pants. These people who are hidden right now, they will be exposed. I'm looking for that. Some eventualities are always there, but I'm looking for those people to be exposed, and I would love to watch them. Hearts racing at 200.
Yeah. Yes. How many of you know that Shahid Balwa's company, DB Realty, was Dawood Bhai? I mean, the connection was so open, guys. It was so open. It's not even like they didn't even try to put through 4 shell companies to try and, create some kind of a mask. Nothing. Straight out. You're saying something.
Sir, abhi aur bhi log hai. There are many people. What I'm excited about is not because I know D going means D company getting dismantled, and I'm waiting. My sixth sense tells me there's an engineered defect which is going to crop up. Engineered, I'm repeating the word engineered. So when that engineered defect crops up, you see there'll be a power struggle. There will be people will go after each other, groups fighting. In that process, a lot of things will drop out. Tuck. When these things drop out, it will be a pleasure to see all these people who are trying to be very nice, very sharif, very this. When their things will start exposing up, tihar kon jayega. And if you see a few people already wearing yellow clothes, you assume ki khatra hai. Anybody who is wearing yellow kurta, you assume usko khatra hai. So and these people, whoever believe in, and I will not go into details, but they don't understand that protection is only for Sattvic people. That is not even for Rajas and Tamasic people. You have to understand there's a basic difference in that method. So if you are into either of the 2 categories, that method doesn't work on you. That's why I was saying 100% will not work on this. That's only for Sattvic people. Somebody has not given you the full remedy, he has given you the half remedy. Anyway, your problem. Next question.
Steel Plant Babai wants to know, how can one confirm Dawood's death? Very difficult.
We will confirm and the media will confirm, sir, formally. But till that time, it's kind of informally for.
Dawn.com, sorry sir, Dawn.com is the one that is supposed to be the most reliable newspaper. It also publishes out of Karachi. Yesterday, internet was shut down in Pakistan for the most part. The reason was that PTI was going to, that is Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, that is Imran Khan's party, was going to have a virtual network convention. And they wanted to deny that. So they shut off the whole thing. So who knows what happened? There is an opportunity point that came. Who knows what happened? Everything Mahakal, everything.
Sir, Mahakal ki सब Mahakal. हमने कुछ नहीं किया. हमें कुछ नहीं पता. सब Mahakal की इच्छा है. And even this Tehreek-e-Jihad Pakistan attacks, I've been hinting that are they preparing for something big, or who is the target? Why are they doing it? Why are these doing these kind of haath saaf kar rahe? They're doing this recce and these practice attacks. So what is the plan? So we'll come to know. And you brought an important point which I missed. When the internet is usually shut down for such a long period, it's also an opportunity. Things happen.
Yeah. And we'll be discussing at 6:30 p.m. part 2 portion. Sorry, sir, I thought you were done. About the role of Lieutenant General Faiz Hamid. By the way, many of you may not know this. He is a Pathan. He is not a Punjabi. Very important line, very important point. Is he actually dividing the army into two parts, Pashtun and non-Pashtun? We'll have to wait and see if that's what is happening to the army. It is being split from inside. Is it being split from inside? So good. At one point they'll say, okay, all of us, we are going to fight for the KPK or the Pashtuns. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Interesting.
Yeah. Tiger Hawk wants to know, was India involved in the Pannu assassination and impact to US-India relations?
Was India involved in the Pannu assassination and impact? Look, India doesn't, get officially or unofficially involved in all these things. I told you, as Sanatanis, I only know it's Lord Mahakal ki ichha. One simple line. Uski maya wahi jane. How can a small, tuch, chota, mota prani, nimn prani like me know, or anybody know what is his ichha? It's beyond our imagination. So we will not know. I'm a microscopic organism in front of him. How will I know? And Indian-American relations will not get impacted because there is much bigger things on the table. Yeah, there are people, there are groups in America who also want to create a bit of tamasha and all, but they are much bigger interest. Look, I'll tell you something very simple in diplomacy. If I have to trade off my fingernail for my head, what will you do? It's a simple logic. Ultimately, fingernail is a fingernail. Head is head. You don't chop off your head to protect a fingernail. It's very simple. That's how diplomacy works. I'm not even talking of the finger. I'm not talking about a small finger. I'm talking fingernail.
Thank you, Nix, for supporting PGurus. Security breach done by Congress. More chaos coming up till 2024. Thanks to Soros money.
It's not only Soros. There are at times, some intelligence agencies which are hostile to us and partly friendly to us. I mean, it's now a very transitional relationship. There's no permanent friend, there's no permanent enemy. For something I might be a friend, for something I might be an enemy, for something I might be neutral. Like it's even what we do at the diplomacy, right? So these people also get together, and there are a lot of vested interests who don't want Prime Minister Modi to come, who don't want BJP to come. You know why? Because from 2024 to 2029, a lot of players which are active today would have gone up. A lot of players who would have lost substantial amount of money. After 15 years, if you cannot deliver the result, you lose time, you lose opportunity, you lose money, because 15 years, the world will not, or the opportunities will not wait for you. One of the opportunities which has gone from their hand was COVID. They could not mint billions out of it. So when these things happen, ultimately the cabals will fall. Yes, there'll be only 3, 4, 5 major players which will still remain. You can do a separate session on them and talk about them, but majority of them by 2029 will be gone. They won't be there. So they know this is a now and never. It's not only Soros, sir. Soros is one of them. It's not only Soros. Soros is one of them.
Next question, please. Pawan Kishore wants to know, Arvind Kejriwal's appeal to people to vote for AAP in all 13 Punjab Lok Sabha seats signals India rift. Will it part ways with INC? INDI?
IND. You see, there was never a unity in so-called India alliance. This was always an alliance just to stop Modi ji from getting 400 plus seats so that he cannot amend the constitution. I've been maintaining this from day one. They never wanted to win. They know they cannot win. But yes, how do we stop? How do we at least present a, quote unquote, a front where we have something? That is what. Now, Mr. Kejriwal realized kuch hoga nahi isse. There's nothing which is going to happen from this. Why should he lose Punjab and try to give them some advantage? And I don't know how many of you know, when this Delhi was made into a state and all, this legislation was supposed to be renewed or rediscussed in 2025. So in 2025, there's going to be a discussion. Shall this arrangement continue or not? And the government of the day will decide shall the arrangement continue on that. That is government at the center. And in 2025, who is going to be at the center? And who is going to decide this? So Mr. Kejriwal has a lot of problems, bhaiya. Why do you, if the Modi ji decides other way, we don't need this thing. This has not delivered any great results. Kejriwal ji kya karenge hamare?
To being a union territory, that's it.
Kya karenge? Kejriwal ji bichare kya karenge? Anyway, he's in an existential crisis and you want him not to contest Punjab. No. He's very smart. He can at least become the deputy chief minister of Punjab then. I mean, what? If Mansam suffers.
Next one, please. Karthik Viswanathan wants to know, was Nehru responsible for not accepting instrument of accession of Balochistan? Wouldn't accepting it have given strategic advantages to us?
Nehru ji ne bahut kaam kiya, sir. Balochistan, Kashmir, Coco Island, there's one more island, Katuchu or something, I can't remember the name. So there are so many things which he has done. So, I mean, forget Balochistan. If you would have handled Kashmir properly, you will not have a lot of problems which you are having today. So, and even if it was not Sardar Patel handling Hyderabad and this Junagadh and all, you will have another Kashmir's happened there. It's lucky that Patel Sahab handled this and he did not handle them. So when it comes to Nehru ji, you have to see what more he could have done. It's not what did he do, what more he could have done. You have to be happy with that. Now, whatever is done is done. Yes, it's a mistake. We did that mistake. One of them.
Karthik, yeah, you're absolutely right. Karthik, do read the book In the Shadow of the Great Game by Narinder Singh Sarila. And he was the last aide-de-camp of Lord Louis Mountbatten. In fact, he probably was the only Indian aide-de-camp of Mountbatten. Do read that because he talks there about what happened to Balochistan, how Nehru sort of parried it. So look, the British were very clear. They wanted a buffer state. They had, in 1947, Britishers were owning a lot of the industry in India. Burma Shell, ESSO. Every energy thing, they were owning it. Then they were also owning many of the other things like biscuits, Glaxo Labs, Carry, there was a sweets manufacturer, even retail stores, Spencer's. Lot of things, tea estates, lots of tea estates, coffee estates. These are all owned by whites, Britishers. They didn't leave until the last one left, I think, in 2006 or 2007 from Uti area. So they had a lot of interest and they wanted to make sure that there was a buffer state between Russia and the Arabian Sea, as well as Russia and the Middle East, as well as India. In middle, they wanted to make that buffer state is Pakistan. That is what it is.
Even sir, there's a map which is available. I have a picture somewhere, but I can't find it right now. There's a map which is in Pakistan archives. It is in a Pakistan official archives of, I think, 1850 or 1860. The map already shows Pakistan. 1850 I'm talking about, or 1860. So British had this Pakistan well in mind around 80 years back, 70 years back. They had thought of something called Pakistan. Even the name is written Pakistan there. So even Jinnah did not give the name Pakistan. No, the name was even given by them. So they have crafted this Pakistan 90 years back, 80 years back, or 70 years back before it happened. 1860 or 47, how many years? Around 70, 80 years? 78 years back, they had this concept in mind. They had a name. It is given a name Pakistan. So what are you talking about? So practically it's straightforward.
Yeah.
They knew what they are doing.
Next one, please. Chaitanya Takle wants to know, how did your price source from Pakistan contact you with no internet?
सब महाकाल
सब महाकाल की इच्छा है.
छोटे लोग हैं सर हम. We are तुच्छ निम्न निमित्स are only the mediums to get his इच्छा implemented. We are that nothing beyond that. उनकी इच्छा.
Chaitanya, I have also got some alternate lines and I have got some feedback also. It's not just Sumitji. And there are lines open. See, internet means you can't watch video, but you can do text messaging. That is only cell line connection, right? So it can come in many ways, Chaitanya.
A lot of things are possible today in technology's time.
Yeah. Arun wants to know, do you think US is falling back to a G2 arrangement, or is there going to be a response to North Korea or defense of Taiwan?
I think the US will protect Taiwan at any cost. And North Korea is really getting crazy. And Kim has been crying. I've seen a video where he's asking women to at least have 8 children so that there can be more and more soldiers for North Korea. And Kim, according to that survey, is the most favored leader with women. So what Kim is up to, Kim will do only what China tells him to do. And America will have no options but to protect Taiwan, because Taiwan is the first island chain. You don't want Chinese to be in the Pacific. That would deter the big time interests of the Southeast Asia and the United States of America, including Japan. So defending Taiwan, as I'm always maintained, is not optional, it is mandatory. But with Joe Biden at the command, when will it happen? How swiftly will Americans respond and all? Honestly, I, Sree sir, feel that ye China ki auqat nahi hai. China cannot do much now. Every day they're getting more and more and more exposed, right? It's only a facade, it's only a smoke, what they have created. What can they really do is nobody knows. Since 1940, they have not fought a war. I mean, it's almost how many? It's almost going to be 80, 90 years. You can't have those people marching and having those Bollywood style march passes and saying we are a great army. If you go by that logic, if you look at a Hollywood movie, then America is a super invincible, right? So, releasing those videos and all of Xi Jinping and all, that doesn't make you really good. What is your worth on the ground? You were whacked by Vietnam. That is a reality which you live with, which you to swallow your pride. You were whacked by Vietnam, literally. So I really don't know what is China capable of. And, China, I call him the Pappu Pager of the geopolitics. With due respect to Satish Kaushik, you must watch Deewana Mastana. There was a comical character of Pappu Pager. I don't know if Sachin Bhai can pull the video, but I don't know even we can show that or not. There might be some copyright issue. And the character was, very interesting. He used to give hool in Hindi. He used to threaten everybody. Hey, hey, hey. And he was the most timid character by himself, but the character is portrayed like this. He's in a jeep. He's wearing that shirt, collar, waller. Pura makeup pura hai. But literally you could do nothing. So you must watch, and it was one of the iconic roles of Swargi Satish Kaushik ji. You should watch that movie. And what is the Pappu Pager? That is the China of geopolitics. Let's not be bothered too much about that.
Next one, please. Thank you, Thondup Andrukstang. Thank you so much for your generous donation. Thank you, Gauri Kulkarni. I was waiting for you to confirm this news. Well, we have told you what we know, and we are reasonably sure. At the same time, we don't want to say that, yes, 100%, because there's always a possibility that there could be something, some surprise. It could also be a misinformation, but it has come from various sources. That's all I can tell you. In fact, you can go and look at, if you go to Twitter and you'll see hashtag Dawood, see how many people are saying what they are saying. So that should give you some idea of what's going on. Next one, please. Thank you, Gauri, for becoming a YouTube member. And thank you, Murli. How long Pakistan stand?
Murli ji, I told you before December end, 15 days here and there, you will hear one more big news. So that will be a very important news. And I can talk a little something. There are two kinds of people in Pakistan, one with uniform or without uniform. Bas, isse zyada nahi bolunga. I stop exactly here.
Yes, indeed. And viewers, I think we have to wrap it up now. Thanks for the Holy Sengol memento received it today. Thank you so much, Pawan. Hope you enjoy it. And viewers, the Sengols are on their way, and you will be getting it in a day or two. Now, in 1 hour's time, we'll be back with Delhi Rajgopalan and a lot of new stuff there also. So do come back and join us. And Sumitji, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. We were talking for a late last night, and I don't know how many hours of sleep you got. Thanks once again for your dedication and Shraddha to make sure that whatever we are saying here is accurate. And viewers, I can't tell you more. Please do like our videos, and also please subscribe to our channel. Namaskar.
My request today, please like, subscribe, and share it on the social media. It's a very important discussion which we had, because this man was enemy of the whole country and humanity, not only of you and me. So it's very important we like and subscribe today and share the video. And on that note, we'll say Bharat Mata ki jai, Vande Mataram, and Har 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 Mahadev.
Thank you.